No, 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 no. This is a national emergency. They need to fix the new jerseys ASAP. The A is not centered, or maybe the MLB logo is not centered.
Major League Baseball is getting dragged for this partnership.
Obviously, great stitching here on the left. Like, look at that detail. Then this is the new one. This can't be right?
And when I say MLB, I mean Nike and Fanatics. Nike the designer, Fanatics the manufacturer.
This doesn't look like a real jersey. Hell, the S at the front of the Swanson name looks different from the S in the middle of Swanson's last name.
The official merch sponsor of Major League Baseball, the NBA, and the NFL.
We just got our first look at the brand new MLB Fanatics uniforms, and guess which one they are? This was a Seattle Mariners jersey last year, and the one that looks like a promotional t-shirt is the brand new one that billion-dollar company Fanatics cooked up for the MLB this year.
And what this is a theme.
They literally want us to do hooked on phonics when pronouncing names in 2024. This is not Josiah Gray. This is Josiah Gray. It feels like I'm back in preschool. Pitchers and catchers have officially reported to spring training, so now we're getting more opportunities to see the players wearing the jerseys, and players are not happy, and rightfully so.
The theme of the ruling class giving us a lesser product.
The new Fanatics Nike MLB uniforms look like players' moms got their jerseys on clearance at TJ Maxx. What the heck?
And selling for far more than they're worth.
This is Aaron Nola's jersey. Why does his name look so thin? I don't get it. It doesn't need to be that thin. What happened to the old font of the jerseys? I liked them so much more. You know how the saying goes, you never know what you have until it's gone. I don't think we ever truly knew how good those majestic jerseys were until they're gone. Fanatics, fix them now. They look awful.
Back in October, I made a video on the direction of NBA jerseys, and a lot of people resonated with it that they didn't like the direction things were headed. And not only in the MLB are we getting like simplified designs, they look worse and are worse quality, but of course more expensive. And if you think about it for longer than like 4 seconds, you just can't help but wonder why everything is just worse now. Every uniform, every jersey, the design, the quality, just worse, but the price is more, right?
To be honest, none of it is surprising. You know why? Capitalism. Let's discuss, shall we? To give a point of reference here, if one were to go to, for example, Cubs.com, and they desire a Dansby Swanson jersey, it'll run you $174 before taxes. Speaking of, and that's just one jersey, there's more expensive ones. Speaking of Dansby Swanson, he went in on the Fanatics experience. Cubby blue is its own blue, right? Swanson said. This blue on the uniform is a little bit different than Cubby blue. So how can we just recapture that? Swanson's broader point was that in the design process, Nike may have removed some elements that make each team's jersey their own. In Cards Camp, they lamented losing the chain stitching of player names on the jersey. More from Dansby. You wouldn't change the font of, let's say, the Falcons. They have a little bit of a futuristic block lettering. That's unique. You wouldn't then go put that on the Giants jersey. With some of those things, it's like this makes a Cubs uniform a Cubs uniform. It doesn't need to change. I think that they will probably have to end up figuring out a way to kind of go back to what it used to be. USA Today would add, the jersey and by extension the fan look phony. That's the vibe this gear creates. A feeling that something isn't right. The fan paid $25 for something cheap rather than $150 or more. MLB, Nike, and Fanatics, which produces these jerseys, expects them to pony up. The problem is exacerbated based on the size and last name of the player. Ken Schultz of Outsports would also do a write-up, and it would be pretty unique. Take a look. So for the first time in drag race history, we have a 30-way bottom. I'm sorry, my dears, but you are all up for elimination. The Athletic would print Nike claims that in designing the Nike Vapor Premier, it body scanned more than 300 baseball players to dial in the ideal fit, more athletic and form-fitting than previous ones, which is clothes speak for template, let's just be clear. But a common complaint among the players is that Nike has limited the customization of jerseys. Players would even go public about how much they despised the pants. The pants. Which was pretty surprising, but also, I guess not totally surprising. Considering where we are with Fanatics, we've learned so much here. But Dodger players, Detroit Tigers, some even did not want to be named, I have to believe, for fear of backlash and retribution, because this is the manufacturer for what they wear on game day. But to see the bevy of players go in on this subject is really interesting. And it makes me believe that one would at least hope with some sense of optimism that there will be a change. Nonetheless, Drew Magary of Defector would have a write-up for the ages when it comes to Fanatics and Michael Rubin. While Nike makes the actual uniforms that NFL players wear, Fanatics is now the only company from which you can buy the consumer version of the NFL's on-field apparel. You can also buy a retro uni from the once beloved Mitchell & Ness for $300+. But guess who bought that company? And guess who also bought Topps? Guess who controls all of the official merch retailing for not just the NFL, but also the other sports I included, especially college football. If you love a team in any major American sport and you'd like to buy something to commemorate the sacred bond you share with it, you have little recourse but to go through Fanatics and CEO Michael Rubin. Rubin's personal story is the same fake bootstraps drivel you've heard a million times. He opened his first shop when he was a teen with daddy's name on the lease. He went to Villanova for 5 minutes, dropped out because he was too ambitious to waste his time studying. Peter Thiel laughing. From there, Rubin got into selling overstocked athletic equipment to retailers looking for easy discount items to put on the shelf. A few years after that, he's a billionaire. And he was minority owner of the Sixers. More from Drew. He turned Fanatics into a behemoth not by selling quality products at a fair price. That style of biz leadership died years ago. Instead, he made it easy for leagues to turn around swag quickly, although not always, and cheaply. He took a manufacturing load off Nike's back. He threw a white party to celebrate. That was brutal. The jerseys are beside the point. The man may as well be selling blinking cardboard for all he cares. Drew then shows this photo of an Eagles jersey that came completely crooked and off-center. This is embarrassing, and it should infuriate the sports consumer. In closing, Michael Rubin has created an empire of authorized knockoffs that are worse than actual knockoffs. That's a damning indictment, not just of him, but of the NFL and of a retail industrial complex that would rather force customers to buy bad products rather than make ones they want. I would like Michael Rubin to reckon with what he's wrought, but that will never happen because Rubin has set everything up so that he never has to answer for his shoddy legacy. All he has to do is cut off more of your choices and then trade fist bumps with Meek Mill. I hope he gets his balls caught in a sewing machine. F him eternally. Now that is an opinion piece. Real quick, if there's anything we missed, if there's anything that you would like to submit, get at me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Submit a story, follow me, DMs are open, look forward to hearing from you. What this is, and I believe we can really try and find some common ground here, all right? This is a subject that is near and dear to many hearts because it quite literally affects every person every day. This is sports capitalism at its finest. At its finest. Let alone capitalism, but in the direct industry of sports and sports fans, let me tell you something. This is a polarizing example of it. What does Michael Rubin do? Forms a monopoly, buys up the competition. This is why he sold his share of the Sixers, so he could do this and make more money. His net worth, Fanatics' net worth is $31 billion. Okay? The Fanatics' annual revenue is $3.4 billion. I didn't even look it up. I'm going to look it up right now. Michael Rubin's net worth is 11.5. It's only going up as he has added billions upon billions year over year. This is a product of capitalism. What Fanatics has done is buy up the competition, make sure they are the only ones who could distribute these. And what they do is all for the shareholders. They don't care about you, the sports fan. They don't care about me, the sports fan. All they care about is the margins and the board. That's it. So how do they do it? They say, well, Majestic put out some pretty cool uniforms. Nah, those were cool, but they cost a little too much to produce. So you know what we're going to do? You know those really cool stitched Seattle Mariners logos? We're not going to do it anymore. We're just going to take a logo and just put it on. Ball game. That's cutting the costs. Also, we're going to not do the style that fans are used to that really make a player's last name stick out. We're just going to have the machine screw it up. There's going to be a huge gap between an A and an R in a last name. I'm sorry, an A and, screw it, Gary. You know what else we're going to do? We're going to cut down on the stitching overall because that drives up costs. Oh, and hey, we saw that a Philadelphia Eagles jersey is off-center and crooked. Oh. Benny's pissed. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm leaving that in the video. It doesn't matter. What are they going to do? Complain? They're going to write us a mean tweet? A mean DM? We're $31 billion. You think we care about the sports fan? Who cares? I don't care. You don't care. What's it about, fellas? Do we care about someone who got a Jason Kelsey jersey that's off center? Give them a refund in the store, but have it only be 50% off. Or don't even get back to them at all. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to make more money. We're going to be printing money. All by screwing over the sports consumer. If there was ever a way to turn sports fans against late-stage capitalism, this is it. So in a way, I thank Michael Rubin for opening the eyes of many, because hopefully they will see what the game is about.